The power of prayer. God is so good. And I want to share it with y'all, my testimony. When I say God is really real and true to those who are faithful to Him, you better try God out yourself because He is very real and He really protect His children. So I end up going to this I had to go to up to Atlanta. So I had to go up to Atlanta and do something for my husband, something very important. So as I'm driving up to Atlanta, y'all know the traffic. Anybody that live in Atlanta know traffic is really, really, really reckless driving, like crazy driving. I mean, you got people cutting all in front of you and no signal light. It's really scary if you're not from Atlanta. If you're not from Atlanta and you just ride now, it's really crazy. Seriously. And what makes it really scary is that you got people all over the world that comes down and live in Atlanta. So you got a lot of foreigners, you got a lot of people that don't know how to drive. And they just get these people license, honey, and they just be recklessly driving. If you're not careful, you will get into an accident. So to get into the story, I'm driving up there, I'm listening to all my music, I'm just having a good time. I'm like 2.5 hours away from Atlanta. So I'm just driving, doing a speed limit, a little speed here and there, having a good time. I'm just going by myself, to do something for my husband or whatever. So as I'm going up there, I get a little close by, I think he called Wesley Snapper. So I'm going up to Wesley Sniper. Okay, so as I'm merging up, the GPS will alert you and say, hey, it's a merge of a slowdown. It will be a 5 minute or a 10 minute. It alerts you 5 or 10 minutes, right, of a merge of a slowdown. So I'm merging, I'm driving. Now as I'm going on this particular ramp, I'm speeding because like I said, if you in Atlanta or if you from Atlanta, you know how the traffic get. You gotta ride with everybody else. You cannot be scared driving in Atlanta, okay? Atlanta is a big city and it get down. Okay, so if you ride and you gotta drive reckless just like now, that's the only way you will not get into it. That you would definitely not get into an accident. So I'm just riding. So it was this car. It was this company car. It was a little old company van. It looked like a Hispanic man was driving. He was driving so fast, y'all. And it was like a lady that was in this van, like an older couple was in this like Chrysler van. He ended up going so fast. He literally ran into. So it say, wow, y'all know how to smash when two cars collide. And I'm like, oh, so I'm driving and it's like I'm trying to hit the brakes on the pedal, trying to brake down. It couldn't brake, like the car was going super fast. I'm like, oh my God. So the wheel just went into the other lane. I went into the other lane and I'm like, oh my God, I'm finna die. I'm finna get in an accident. Next thing you know, I just went over into the lane. The steering wheel just turned. And I know y'all don't believe this, but it just turned into the other lane. And when it turned into the other lane, I was fiberglass kid. I was so shocked in a chokehold, y'all. I was like, cause I'm thinking it's a car coming for to hit me. It's so like I said, the traffic so fast there. I'm thinking that I'm about to die. So as the steering wheel pulled me over to the second lane, the middle lane was the middle lane. That's when I looked back and I seen no cars, and I said, Lord, please protect me. Please guide me. I said, Lord, no matter where I'm driving, I said, the people on the side of me, Lord, let them alert me if they getting over. The person in the back of me, Lord, please let them be cautious and don't hit me. The people on the other side of me, the people in the front of me, anybody crossing over in front of me, please let them alert me and put they signal light on. And the whole way, I cannot make this up, the whole way going to Atlanta, to Cobb County, Marietta, all the way coming back to Augusta, baby, everybody was on board doing exactly what I had prayed in my prayer. Going, I was so scared, y'all. That thing had me so paranoid, and at a still point, I was like, well, I never felt like that in my life. And I just praised God, and I kept crying, and I kept thanking God. And then, I had to pull over and go get me some food because I'm like, you know what, God, let me just take my time and relax. But that was a ride, baby. That was very scary. Yeah. Wow. I said the power of God, y'all, was shaking and crying. It's like I couldn't pull over because the traffic was continue going fast, and I'm just like, oh God, and I'm just really shaking because at this point I'm really scared, and I felt bad for the people that man hit from the back because I didn't know if them people was dead or alive. The accident was so bad. The gravity of the impact, how he hit them, was so bad, y'all. I was like, oh my God, and I had to keep going. I couldn't stop. Oh, that thing got me about to cry now just even talking about it. And I just want to share this story with y'all. And I'm telling you how powerful God is. When I was driving my car, oh Jesus, I got anointed talking about it. I told God, I said, Lord, please protect me. I said, Lord, I thank you so much for protecting me. I said, Lord, get me home, Lord. I said, Lord, I got a little ways to go, and I got a little more ways to go back home. I'm like 3.5 hours away from home, going there and coming. And I'm like, Lord, while I'm taking care of the business that I said I was going up there to do. So I end up, after I finished that, I end up, Google me some places to eat because, like I said, I was really paranoid, but at the same time, and scared. I wanted to, get my business done, what I came up there to do. So I went to this place called Hungry AF. And so when I went to this little restaurant, I'm sitting in there, I ordered my food or whatever. And so I decided, I said, you know what, let me go outside. And I'm just sharing this because sometimes a lot can go on in one day. It doesn't mean because what's one thing you just avoid, here come another problem. So as I get my food and I'm sitting outside, here come a tall man, real tall man. He looked like he about 6'4", 6'5", had on a big old wig. The hair was matted in, clothes, barely had clothes on, asking me, ma'am, can I get some money? Could you help me get some food? In that moment, I was really scared and I just wanted some peace and quiet in that moment. I'm not thinking about nobody else. I'm just trying to focus on getting something to eat and go home. So when a man walked up to me, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, "Don't do it." And I'm glad I did. Listen to this. Now, this is why we gotta be very mindful of the Holy Spirit when God speak to us and tell us things, because we can avoid a lot of things. And the lady that was sitting over across from me, she was like, "Ma'am, this man do this every day. He walk up and down these streets asking people for money." So my intuition and my spirit was absolutely on point. It was right. So as I'm eating, trying to eat in peace, here come another situation. It was a lady, a Caucasian lady, had like a poodle white dog, and then she allowed the dog in front of me to just poop right in front of me, and I'm like, God, I cannot catch a break. Like, at that point, I didn't even enjoy my food. I just threw the food away. I probably ate a few wings out of it. The Philly cheesesteak lost the appetite. Everything was just gone. The only thing I took with me was my drink. Took my drink with me, and I just was driving, trying to get back home. Got back home. The going home was smooth. I was praying. I had a deep prayer, just praying within, asking God to please get me home and safe and sound, Father. I said, Lord, you let me get here safe, and I know you're gonna let me get back safe. And that is what he did. And I'm sharing my story because I want people to know a lot can happen in 24 hours, baby. When you think that you don't cross one bridge, here come another problem. So I'm saying to say this: God say pray and watch daily. Keep that in your heart, keep that in your mind, keep that in your soul. It praying protects us, it guides us, it alert us, it protects us. And because, listen to this now, because I was obedient, because I calmed down, because I didn't react what those two people did, I stayed calm the whole day. I didn't get in no altercation with nobody. I didn't say, hey lady, why you let your dog do that in front of me? Or I didn't go off on the man that's walking up on me any kind of way. I didn't do that. I stayed humble. And because I stayed humble, God had favor, got me home. And after that, I went home and I rest because that day was a day. And I wasn't even mad with the Lord, because sometimes God will allow things to happen to you to allow you to ensure you how real he is. See, I know that God is real, but sometimes he'll put you in a serious position, a deadly position, or something very treacherous or terrifying to show you I'm the God. I'm the one with the power. So keep that in mind. Keep God in your heart. And if you do that, you'll forever be at peace.